Welcome, everyone, to USA Global TV, home of Talking Heads, and welcome to our friends listening on Business Talk Radio. We are so happy to have you join us wherever you are in the world. We are really proud of the fact that our platform continues to grow and we're able to bring new and fresh programming to you on a regular basis. Today, we have another new show, which is called The Power of Etiquette and Manners. And if you think about it, how important it is to have manners, to understand what's expected in other cultures, and to be able to take this information and then carry it with you, because people really do look at us and judge us very quickly or make an impression about us very quickly. When we have really good manners and we know how to carry ourselves, how to conduct ourselves, it makes a huge difference. So I'm really thrilled to be able to do this show with Philip Sykes. He is the principal from the British School of Etiquette, and we have teamed together to be able to bring you this programming. So I'm going to bring Philip out, and we'll talk a little bit about what you can expect in future weeks. Thank you. Hi, Philip. Nice to see you.
Dr. Jacalyn, lovely to see you, and thank you as always. Great to see you looking so well.
Thank you, and you also. And I like the fact we both have our blue backgrounds. Very nice.
Looking good, looking wonderful.
So, Philip, today we don't have a guest, and I just wanted to share with our audience what they can expect from our shows coming up. And you are the expert when it comes to etiquette. You've been a wonderful guest. You've been a presenter. So if you could just start off with a little bit of background about yourself and the British School of Etiquette, and then we'll get into talking about the show.
Certainly. Well, thank you all, you amazing listeners out there. It's always a privilege and a pleasure to have this opportunity to connect and engage with you. And I love what Dr. Jacalyn is advocating and putting together to help as many people around the world as possible. And this is exactly what we're all about. The British School of Etiquette was very much formed to give people the confidence and the tools to really put their best foot forward. And over the next few series, along with Dr. Jacalyn, we're going to be incorporating various interview approaches. We're going to be having some guest speakers coming on board, and we're going to be talking about giving you those tools to really help you put your best foot forward. And someone once asked me, what is it that you exactly do? Is it all about the knife and fork? And we talk about the knife and fork, absolutely, because our table manners are incredibly important. You have one opportunity to make that good first impression. There's nowhere to hide when you're around the dining table, whether it be at a breakfast, a lunch, a dinner, a buffet environment, or a barbecue. You have got nowhere to hide when it comes to holding a knife and fork and how we eat. So yes, we obviously do talk about knives and forks, but it's a lot deeper than that. Our vision and focus is about changing people's lives and giving you the confidence to be everything that you can be. And that is what the organization was founded on. It's founded on bringing all nationalities together, learning the good from each other's cultures and nationalities, taking on board one race, and that's the human race. So, Dr. Jacalyn, over the next few weeks, we're going to have an absolute ball in sharing some incredible tools on giving people the opportunity to really engage and to be the best version of themselves.
Thank you so much, Philip. And before we close out, I'd like to just touch on a little bit about when someone does have the training, they do have the learning and the knowledge of what it means to have good manners and what it means to have good etiquette. How does that make a person feel in your experience?
That, for me, it's about, well, I think, great question. I think the moment you feel confident, no matter what or which situation you may find yourself in, it elevates you. It gives you the opportunity to put yourself forward with confidence. Even sometimes when we feel like that swan or that duck floating or swimming on the water, the little legs are paddling very fast underneath, but you come across with this air of confidence. And it's not arrogance, this is confidence. It's about, the ability to put people at ease in a short space of time, having a what can I do for you attitude. And I think the power of etiquette and manners is very much what we love to look at as like the traffic lights in society. It's so that we don't bang into each other. It's so that we don't trip ourselves up and we don't offend or upset other people. And so, it's giving you that ability to really put your best self forward in any given situation. And there's that great French word, or the French expression, should I say. It's a saying in France called savoir-faire. And savoir-faire, directly translated into the English language, is the know-how, or knowing what to do in any given situation. And this, for me, is what this is all about.
Very well said. Thank you so much, Philip, for clarifying that. So everybody, you now know what to expect and the takeaways that you're going to have by joining us in our program. It's going to be every Friday starting next week, and we hope that you will join us. And Philip, the time there in the UK will be
It'll be 3 p.m. UK time.
3 p.m. And it will be 10 a.m. here on the East Coast. It will be 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and it will be 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So thank you so much. We look forward to seeing you next week. Philip, any words about how people can get in touch with you?
Certainly. Our website is the British School of Etiquette.com. Bit of a mouthful, but you just type in the normal www.thebritishschoolofetiquette.com. We've got Facebook handles, we've got YouTube handles, Instagram, Pinterest, and obviously the well-known LinkedIn. So please do reach out to us. If any of you out there would like to email us on any level, please send an email to hello@thebritishschoolofetiquette.com. We love to engage in conversation. Book a call. I would love to get to know any of you out there who would love to find out how we can sort of support you and guide you in this myriad of this really crazy world we're living in right now.
Thank you so much, Philip. And again, we look forward to seeing you next Friday and every Friday on the British School of Etiquette, the power of etiquette and manners. But please do reach out to Philip at the British School of Etiquette, because he is a wealth of knowledge, and he is just so much concerned about helping people from all ages, right? From very young, whatever age, it doesn't matter. It's never too late to have good manners.
Never. And this is the beautiful thing. And I think, Dr. Jacalyn, I read a beautiful little expression the other day. If we invest in our children, we're investing in the future. I want to sort of add to that. If we invest in ourselves, we are investing in the future. We've got to keep investing in ourselves. And this is what life is all about. It's what you're all about. It's everything that you focus on is about bettering ourselves and putting our best foot forward. Not trying to be perfect, because perfection, whether we like it or not, does not exist in us as human beings. I think perfection is a beautiful, healthy newborn baby, but we are human beings. We make mistakes, but it's about learning and putting our best foot forward and taking the learning, I suppose, experience that we can take from the mistakes we make and really move forward with confidence. And that's what this is really all about at the end of the day.
It definitely is. And I think we will also be very happy to provide some tips to help you in your journey to create a good pattern of behavior traits that are good manners and good etiquette. So with that being said, Philip, any tip that you can leave our audience with today?
Certainly. I think for me, what I would love to share with all of you right now is look at etiquette and manners as a plus in your life. I think what I've noticed of late, and this is obviously, I'm talking from the UK, and I've spoken to a few people about this, there tends to be quite a lot of aggression out there. People are very quick to anger, they're quick to sort of beat their horn, they're quick to sort of come across with the wrong sort of attitude and vibration, should I say. So for all of us out there, just take time, don't let your mood dictate your manners. Think about this. Don't let your mood dictate your manners. And for those of you who've had the privilege and the opportunity to connect with the likes of myself and Dr. Jacalyn and some of her incredible coaches and speakers, we talk about observing the 6-second rule, or observing the pause. Take time to slow down. And before you open your mouth, think about the words that you're going to use, that you're going to engage with the other person. Because the moment we speak, we give life to our words. The moment you act in a certain way, it comes across and can be read by the other person, not exactly the way you might have felt that you were coming across it. Everyone is different, so we really need to slow down, incorporate the 6-second rule in our lives, pause, and then connect and engage. So I want to challenge you all out there, whoever's listening, to take that on board. And I would love for you to write in or share with us on any of the social media feeds with Dr. Jacalyn, and let us know how you're getting on.
Thank you, Philip. And that's a great point. We will be providing the ability to answer your questions. So when I come up with future posts with our team, we will include a way for you to get in touch with us to share your questions that we can actually read on air and answer for you. So thank you. And one tip that I'd like to leave everyone with today, my area of expertise is in helping people become better listeners. And so what I'd like to share and ask people to start practicing, even people who are masters, mastery coaches, mastery mentors, etc. I see this on a regular basis. When you have something to share with someone, whether you're making a phone call, you're meeting them in person, you're going to their office, ask for permission to share what it is you want to share. Too often people they pick up the phone, they just blurt whatever it is. They don't say, is this a convenient time for you? Do you have 10 minutes for me? You would be surprised when you ask for permission how much respect you get from the other person, because you give the other person the ability to say, you know what, Philip, what you have to say is truly important, but I don't have the ability to listen completely right now. Would you give me 5 or 10 minutes so that I can be completely engaged and available to you? How does that sound?
Love that. Absolutely love that. It gives that person the opportunity to reflect on what situation they're in right now. And I always do that. Whenever I phone anybody, and it's especially if it's a call on the spur of the moment, I will always say, is now a convenient time for you? Or do you have a few moments right now? Or would you like me to call you back? And I think it's so important to give people that option, Dr. Jacalyn.
Thank you. And I agree with you. And I just want to share with people that just because something is really important to you at that moment, you have to get the information out. You have to share whatever it is right now. This is when you have to do it. That doesn't mean it's a good time for the person on the other end. So when people are trying to be really good listeners, you have to be present. In order to be present, that means you can't be engaged in doing literally anything else. So when you ask for permission, that lets the other person know you respect them and you want them to be available when it's convenient for them. And that might be 5 minutes, might be an hour, but if you want their attention, then ask if this is a good time. Even if you have a meeting that's already been scheduled, I would do this in my corporate job all the time. It might have taken me a long time to get the meeting, but I would say, sir, is this still a good time for us to discuss what it is you wanted to discuss? Because if something's changed in the person's life, you're not going to have their attention anyway. So even though it's important for you to close the sale, whatever it might be, that doesn't mean the other person is on the same page anymore because something changed in your life. And wouldn't it be good if you found out what that information was ahead of time so that you didn't waste any more time?
You know, Dr. Jacalyn, I would love to compliment what you're saying there. This happened to me today. I've got an amazing client who we've been working together on presentation skills, on the power of voice, body language, and that sort of thing. And this person's going through a very difficult, challenging time with, unfortunately, it's a business court case going on, and it's been going on for a period of time. And I just read this person so well this morning. Yes, she'd booked the time with me, but you know what? It's not about me. I was engaging with this person in this coaching call, and I knew right there and then that it actually wasn't going to work for this person in this particular moment. And so we talked through a couple of things. I found out what was going on, and I said, listen, you need some time out. You need to take a load off. You've got to go and spend some quality time just with yourself, an appointment with yourself, because you've got so much pressure on you right now, and I can see you're about to actually explode. And we just called it a day on that note. And so it is about reading the audience. You know, as you know, Dr. Jacalyn, from having engaged together with a few shows together, we talk about the platinum rule. You know, we talk about the golden rule, where we look at, we all say, treat people the way you would like to be treated, or do unto others as we wish them to do unto us. Well, we need to think about the platinum rule, treat other people the way they expect to be treated or would like to be treated. And going a step further, is it convenient for that person right here, right now?
Excellent points, Phil. Thank you so much. And I guarantee that person, that client of yours, really respected you for that, because you gave the person space to deal with whatever it was. What I find a lot of times in coaching and mentoring is people are coming from a place sometimes of desperation or fear. And a lot of times it's related to money. And so it's, I have to get the money so I can do this, this, and this. And so what happens is they forget about the other person and what the other person needs. And that really comes across. And so they're putting that negative energy out into the world, expecting something positive to come back to them. So I just ask all of us to think about how we are asking another person for their time and respecting their time, because that's how we would like to be treated as well.
Completely. And it's an active listening, you know, as you know, Dr. Jacalyn, I think that wonderful expression, listen to understand, not to respond.
Very true.
It
is very powerful.
Too many of us think we've got to talk the whole time. We've got to observe the pause. We've got to be patient. And I love what you were referring to about being present. Get rid of the mobile phone. Get rid of anything that can distract you, and be present when you're connecting and engaging with people.
Thank you, Philip. And, you know, you just touched on something that I'll just allude to. So I hold these power of listening seminars, and I've noticed in a few of them that people are literally on their device, not paying attention. And I've been calling people out on it, because if you're hiring me to give you some coaching and training on how to be an effective listener and you're on your phone, that's how that person's showing up in their life. So that other person who wants, or, you know, if they have a significant other or family member or business associate, colleague, neighbor, they're probably showing up the same way, buried in their phone, not paying attention. And what happens is that the longer you're in the relationship with the person, the other person realizes that you don't care about what they have to say. So sometimes that means for self-esteem issues for the other party, but it's just a dynamic that's not positive. So we want to try to eliminate those things and really be present.
That is so powerful. Honestly, I think so many of us get into these ridiculous habits, and then the other person lands up so-called accepting it, but getting frustrated, and then it all becomes a bit of a hornet's nest. And to unwind that, to sort of get rid of the hornets, becomes a massive challenge. And it's about being present, and it's about respecting the other person, and going back to that platinum rule. How does that person like to be connected with and engaged with? I love the topic of the power of listening. It is so relevant to the power of etiquette and manners, the power of emotional intelligence. These are all angles and facets that belong together. They knit together.
I agree with you, Philip. And I think also when we think about world peace, you know, we just had celebration of World Peace Day. If all of us took the time to understand other cultures, to listen without judgment, listen without trying to provide solutions, to learn what it is to be mannerly, respectful, and have etiquette, there would be so much more peace in the world, wouldn't there?
Absolutely. Oh, hallelujah. Absolutely. And you know, with all due respect, Dr. Jacalyn, it's not rocket science. This is not rocket science, but we make it so difficult, and we get so involved in our own me world, and it's instant gratification. And we just need to stop for a moment and start thinking about other people. And when we do that, it's amazing the return that you will get in life.
So true. Well said, Philip. Thank you. I'm really glad that we took this time to introduce our show to everyone. And if you would like to contact us again with any questions, you can definitely email me, or you can email Philip. And Philip, again, your email address, I'm going to spotlight you.
Certainly. It's hello@thebritishschoolofetiquette.com. hello@thebritishschoolofetiquette.com. Please do reach out to us. We would love to engage in conversation, or any questions that you may have. We would love the opportunity to answer them.
Thank you, Philip. That was such a wonderful email address. So easy. Hello. It's so easy to remember. You can also email me at Jacalyn@drjacalyn.com. And as we mentioned, we'd be happy to take your etiquette questions, your questions about manners, really any questions about how to behave in certain situations, especially when you're meeting people from other cultures, or if you plan on traveling. It doesn't matter. There's so many different scenarios, and we're happy to answer any of the questions. So thank you again for being here. Philip, I look forward to seeing you again next week, and also at our seminar for the power of listening. If I can quickly find
the 19th. Yeah, there we go.
Yes. Here it is, the power of music, voice, and listening. Madeline Chan, award-winning international artist, songwriter, author, and producer will be joining me, and we will be sharing with you how to use your breathing, your voice, and your listening to actually move from a 3D matrix world to a 5D matrix world, which is leaving capitalism behind and moving into a heart-centric world. So we look forward to having you with us then, and Philip and I will be back next week. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. All the best, Dr.
Bye.
Jacalyn. Weekend.
Same to you, Philip. Bye-bye.